Have you heard of Anchor? It's the podcast platform we use to bring you our episodes. It's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let us explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard across multiple platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. And the best part is that it's everything you need to make a podcast, all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hi, I'm Melissa.
And I'm Amber.
And you're listening to the AM Podcast. Before we get started, this is a trigger warning that we will briefly mention shootings, but not in detail. But feel free to skip ahead a few seconds if needed. The timestamp will be in the description. So we wanted to take a few minutes to mention that over the past month or so, there have been mass shootings across the U.S., most recently in Uvalde, Texas, Buffalo, New York, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and unfortunately many others as well. Our hearts go out to the family and friends of the victims. We hope that for the time that you are with us, this could be a break or an escape from what's happening in the world. So let's get into today's episode. Okay, and we're going to start with our K-music pick of the week, as usual. So, Amber, what's your pick of the week?
My pick of the week is Woosung's Faze Me. Absolutely been vibing out to this song since it came out almost like a month ago. And it's really crazy because like all the songs, I feel like for our past like 3 episodes, I feel like they all came out slightly around the same time. And like I've been trying to pick and choose which ones to decide for the episode because like I've literally been listening to all of them, and so this is one of them. So I think this is like the last one of like the 3 that I've been playing for like a month now. And I don't know, I just really love this song, and like just want to throw in there that the video is like really hot. Like he doesn't have a shirt on, and it's just like, and then like during the chorus, it's like they're like touching him. Y'all gotta watch it just to know what I'm talking about. But it's so good. But that's my pick of the week. What's yours?
Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen clips of the video, like maybe like teasers or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I've actually seen the whole thing, and I don't think I've heard the song yet. So I don't know. Anyways, it looks sexy, I guess. My pick is okay. So I mean, because we're gonna talk about 17, but I really like Don Quixote, and I think I've liked it since the highlight reel or the highlight medley, I guess that they came out with before the album came out. I don't know. When I first heard that like little snippet, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be like the song that I listened to like over and over. So yeah, I don't know. I really like this song, and I've just been playing it like a lot lately. So yeah.
Are you gonna talk about this song later? Too?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then, no, because I just wanted to like add in something, but I can't add that in later in the episode. It doesn't have to be now.
Okay. Okay, so now we have a couple news items. BTS was in the DC area. They came to visit the White House. And so Amber, what are your thoughts about BTS, going to the White House and or being in DC in general? But yeah.
I guess for DC in general, I just wanted to say, like, it's just so funny that they were here, and like parts of me just kind of wanted to go to DC just to figure out, like, will I spot them? Because you and I never really go to DC in general, but like I just wanted to be like, oh, can I find them? Because they're so close. So yeah, in general, that's it. But as far as the White House thing goes, just like overall, I'm just really proud of them because like not a lot of people. Well, I mean, the White House has had like other celebrities there, but I don't feel like other like international celebrities to come like have to speak at a briefing at that. So I'm very proud of them. I love the fact that during the speech they actually spoke in Korean, because part of me thought that they were going to have to speak in English, but I'm really happy that they were able to speak in Korean because, well, I mean, also it's supposed to be like American Asian Pacific Islander month. So I mean it makes sense that they would speak in their language, but still you never know with these things. So I really love that. That the praise, taking the praise out the way. But I do know it was like a big deal with some people, the fact that they were coming to speak here on behalf of I guess I don't know if it was on behalf of, but just regarding Asian hate in America. Um the yeah, I don't know, people were upset because they're not American, so they were really upset about that, and they were like, you could have found other people that like are famous, that are from here, to speak on it. So before I go on to say what I'm gonna say, I am Black. If you're just joining, I'm not Asian. From the Asian community, so please, yeah, so if you disagree with anything about this, say, like, you can let me know. You can add me on Instagram, whatever you want to do. Add me on Twitter. It's fine. Because part of me was just like, I get where people are coming from, but at the same time, it's like they have experienced hate simply because they're Asian here in America. Well, I'm not going to say in America, but in the United States at least. I don't know if they went to Canada or any of the other Americas on this side of the world, but well, I mean, only America's on this side of the world. Okay, whatever, you guys know what I'm trying to say. What I'm just trying to say is just like here in the US, I know they've experienced that. And I also know that there are probably other Asian people that aren't American citizens that may come here for like work or school or to visit, that probably have faced the same thing, especially during like COVID or whatever. And so, yeah. So I felt like it was okay for them to like speak on hate in general. Like, but I get it because it was during like the month where it's like a highlight on like the Asian hate that they were facing like here in America. But I still feel like they had some ground to stand on because they know what it's like. Um so yeah, and so also another part of this is that there were these signs going around DC that had like promotions about BTS coming to the White House to do the speech, but like also with it was like BTS stop Asian hate, and then under it I had like the best is yet to come was their picture. And I know a lot of people found this very insensitive, and they felt like promoting BTS while also talking about an issue was a problem. I'm not gonna lie, at first when I saw this, I was like, I don't really see the big deal. But once people talked about it and just kind of explained it, I was like, okay, I get it. But I think my question here is like, is the problem that the poster of them that said the best is yet to come was the issue, or was it there was two posters. One was the picture of what I just explained, and then the other one was, it just said like the White House. I think it gave like the date that they were speaking or something, and it was like BTS in big letters, and then under it said hashtag stop Asian hate. Um, is that the issue too? Like, was the first one is the second one the problem? The first one the problem? I was trying to do some research on this like before we did this episode, and I just really couldn't find it. So I just wanted to know which one was the problem. I could guess is the second. Now I'm rambling, sorry. But the second one I'm guessing is the issue. Because like I feel like the first one was like, yeah, they're coming and they're also talking about stopping hate in America. So like I don't know.
Are you asking me or are you asking the listeners?
Anyone that thinks they have an
Oh.
answer.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. I thought the issue was the second one where they were promoting their album,
Okay.
because to me that felt like they're detracting from like the issue at hand and the fact that they were there to speak on a serious topic, and here goes somebody like trying to promote their new album that's coming out. It was just kind of like they were, what's the word? they were, I don't know, not capitalizing. Is it capitalizing?
That sounds like the right word.
It did sound like the right word
Is
for
it
that.
capitalizing? Yes.
Capitalizing on the fact that they were here also to talk about stopping Asian hate is what it
Mm-hmm.
felt like, I guess. And so I thought that was probably the issue. I mean, when I first saw it, I didn't really see the big deal either.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I felt like but then also the first sign could also be, you know, considered insensitive, where they talked about stop Asian hate, because it made it seem like BTS were the only people that were speaking on this issue.
Mm-hmm.
When I think the White House had also had other people. I think they may have actually been like Asian American. I actually don't, not really sure for sure. But I know for sure they had another event where they did invite other people of Asian descent to speak on
Mm-hmm.
the matter. And so I feel like that sign made it seem like they were the only ones that had been
Mm-hmm.
invited to the White House
Mm-hmm.
for to talk on this issue, when when the White House had already previously invited other people to speak on the matter during the month. They just
Okay.
probably weren't, televised or and got like the same kind of publicity that BTS got. So I thought that was also, I don't know, just I'm wondering if that's also why people thought that was insensitive. But I know when I first saw it, I was like, okay,
Okay.
they're here. I thought that's all they were just trying to like say. But like you said, you go deeper into it. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure because I felt the same way when I first saw it. But like, I'm not part of the community,
Me
so
either.
I don't know. It might hit different. It hits different for people. But like, I also just want to mention, like, I'm probably sure whoever created those posters didn't do it like with malicious intent. Like, I feel like it
Yeah.
was, it was coming from a good place. But also, when I saw the best is yet to come, I thought it was more so like, oh man, I'm not saying BTS is going to change the world or anything, but like I thought I was saying like, oh, like after this, like after raising awareness throughout the whole month, like hopefully things change and there's better to come.
Mm.
But I do understand that like the best is yet to come with their picture. Like I get it, it looks like promotion, but I think that's what I thought when I first saw it, and so that just might have been me not, I don't know, being having like a slow moment and it not clicking in my head that like, oh, this is definitely due to their comeback. So yeah, that was my thoughts on this, like the whole DC sign thing. And then there was also that whole incident with the news anchor, what's his name, Tucker Carlson, I believe his name is. I know his last name is Carlson. And when I was looking on this topic, like he's just problematic all around. I think he's like said some crazy things over the years anyway, so it really doesn't shock me that he said something about this. But anywho, but I'm not saying I agree with him, but I feel like what he was, I guess, trying to express in the words that he chose kind of goes back to why people were upset with them being speakers, for the fact that they weren't from America. But I mean, he definitely could have chosen a better way to say what he wanted to say, because the words he chose just kind of made like just belittled BTS and like their accomplishments and like their impact that they have on the world in general. Like literally they have an impact in the world. I mean, I'm not saying like they can make like major moves, like there's some like, I don't know, like nation leader or anything, but like people listen to what they say, they care. And so yeah, I just don't understand why he would just belittle like their accomplishments like that. And they're not just some like random K-pop, not K-pop group. He said a pop group, and the way he said it was like, ugh, like how
Yeah.
dare you? And it's just like they're not a random pop group either. So it's just, I don't know. I don't know if he did that. Like, part of me wonders, like, did he just do that on purpose to get people talking about him, or is that really what he meant? Because I don't know. I just wish people would just like stop trying to deny the impact that that BTS has. I tried to put them together. That BTS has in the world. That's what I have to say. Because people will listen to BTS when they speak, like, and it's just so crazy because like even then you don't know, like, say if I'm a fan and I'm watching it, you don't know who's around me that maybe I'm playing this speech out loud and then like they'll listen and like it's just like a whole thing. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this. So what were yours?
Um, yeah, just wanted to continue what you were saying about Tucker Carlson. Girl, I watched that clip. My head started hurting. It's just like, I mean, I don't know how it is across like in other countries or whatever, but I know that like here, Fox News is like doesn't have a great reputation. They at least I don't
No.
know about great reputation necessarily, but they're a very conservative
Mm-hmm.
news what is it called,
Station.
news station, yeah. And so I don't really, and I mean, okay, so like our regular like local news that are Fox, I feel like it's fine, but for some reason, like the Fox that shows that like his show
Mm-hmm.
that go out, I guess, across the U.S. or whatever, they're a little extreme. And
Yeah.
like I don't know, because he was talking about some other things besides BTS. I was like, what is going on in this like show? I've never seen it. I've heard of him, and I've heard of he had another lady on there, Candace Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've heard not great things about them. And so I just want this. I guess I'm saying all this to say, like, I feel like a lot of things that they say is um, to ignite, I don't know, or to evoke a response from people, because the way that he was talking about BTS specifically, it just they made it seem like both of them made it seem like they were being used as like a distraction from what they
Mm-hmm.
considered real issues. And that's the part I think that made me kind of upset, because I don't know. I guess that was basically it. Because they just, like you said, like the way that he said "pop," it was made it sound like he made it seem like something like bad,
Mm-hmm.
something to like, oh, how dare you be a pop group? Like, I don't know, but like, yeah. And he wasn't the only one who was talking about BTS. A lot of a couple other people, I guess, who I guess have these like sort of news anchor or whatever journalist type roles. They were also questioning like BTS's like being at the White House. And yeah, I I guess I just want to like agree with you. I don't feel like I said anything necessarily new from what you said, because you said basically you covered pretty much everything. But like, I just agree that like I wish people would stop saying that, you know, that I don't know. I just feel like they're not being fair to the fact that BTS's whole platform, I guess, is yep, I'm just talking now. I don't know how to say it. Okay. Okay. I just think that these journalists and these news anchors, people who say that, you know, that BTS doesn't deserve to be in these spaces or questioning why they're in these spaces, I think it's unfair to them, because for years they've spoken out on issues that matter to them, and this is something that really matters to them. And like you said, they're a group that's recognized globally, and they have impact where when people when they talk, people do listen to them. And yeah, that's basically it. It's just frustrating to see all of the negativity against them. And you know, part of it I think is because they don't really know BTS. And I feel like if you don't follow BTS, and if you don't follow what they've done in the past, like the speeches that they've done for the UN, and like their own campaigns and their music, the messages that they talk about in their music, then I guess from the outside looking in, it would seem kind of strange to have a pop group as being at the White House. But because, and I don't know, because maybe because I was looking at some of the comments of the video, of his video on Twitter, Tucker Carlson's video, and a lot of people were saying that like you should probably listen to their music, you should probably like look more into them. They're not just like a pop group. And you saying that is um I don't know, not right or incorrect. Or I can't think of the word right now. But yeah.
But like, isn't it the job of the reporter or like whoever writes their script to do proper research before they speak on it? Like, like they're not just gonna tell. Like, I'm thinking about like if they do a story, they're gonna have their facts straight before they speak. Like, I don't know. I would think he would do research. That's all I'm saying.
No, I mean, I completely agree. But for some reason, when it comes to BTS, nobody does.
Okay,
That's what I'm
okay.
noticing. I don't know if it's because they think they like these like hot takes or they think are hot takes, and maybe they
Hmm.
do know about BTS, but it seems like a lot of people, and maybe it's just xenophobia,
Hmm.
that where like they just see a Korean group and they're just like, why are they here? They're
Yeah.
we want to know about the economic crisis and da 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 da. And honestly, the way that they came into the press briefing, it was a little awkward how they transitioned from BTS. It's kind of felt a bit like a publicity kind of thing because I don't think they were actually going to be at the press briefing at first. I think that was like a last minute thing.
Hmm.
Because it was weird how they came in, they did their remarks about what they were there for in
Yeah.
DC, and then they transitioned to the guy who was there to talk about like the economic crisis and inflation, and I don't know, I tuned out, but and he was just like, oh yeah, I didn't know that was gonna happen, so it made me think that they probably weren't going to do this at first, and they were probably just going to do the meeting with the president and then like release the video about like the meeting, the White House, and was just going to release the video. So maybe it was like a last minute thing, and maybe so I'm thinking that maybe because it was kind of like an awkward transition, that's maybe, I don't know.
Okay, that makes sense. And that also would make sense because I had asked you, like, it felt kind of rushed. Like, it felt weird. Like, I don't know. So it makes sense. It makes sense why. Yeah, if that wasn't the plan, that makes sense.
Yeah. um okay, I said a lot about that. We talked a lot about the Tucker Carlson, but I think overall for me, just like, okay, I'm gonna be brief because at first I was just excited that they were coming to the DC area. Like you
Hmm.
said, it's just I was telling my dad, right? Like, I feel like how people must have felt like when they first saw Michael Jackson do the moonwalk. Like,
Hmm.
we weren't around back then, but I just feel like we are in unprecedented times right now. Like, I just feel really happy that we are living and breathing in the same air or the same, I don't know, time as BTS. And so whenever
Hmm.
they're like here, like in the DC area, I'm just like, oh my God, they're so close yet so far away.
Yeah.
And it was just really cool to see them. Like J Hope, I don't know where he was. The bridge, he took a video, I think on Instagram. I think it was like an IG story
Hmm.
of like a bridge. The bridge looked familiar. I know where the heck he was, but he was somewhere in DC, and then that made me excited. Cause like, oh, I wonder if he's like nearby. I don't know, whatever. It was just cool. And then like V ate at a couple restaurants or a restaurant in DC, and I was like, oh, like I can actually like realistically visit this restaurant that V ate at
Hmm.
because it's not like somewhere far like California, whatever, where I have to like plan something. I don't know. It was just cool to see them in the area. So at first, but yeah, so I was just excited they were coming to the area, and then, but then I was also, I guess, confused. But like, but like you mentioned, you're black. I'm also black, and so like I don't really necessarily. I guess my opinion doesn't really matter, but I guess like you said, I was a little confused as to they were being, why they were speaking on issues of during Asian American month when they're not Asian American. They are Asian though. So I was like, well, they're Asian. And I mean, technically, okay, because I feel like they don't have they don't have the same experiences that an Asian American person would have if like those who like maybe grew up here and were born here and whatever.
Hmm.
It's definitely different, but I do feel like, did you touch on this? You probably already touched on this, that they have experienced xenophobia from the Western world just in general. So from that sense, them being Asian and the many times that they've been to the US, I feel
Hmm.
like they do have at least, I feel like they had a sense of I guess the xenophobia that does exist in the US.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are, again, they don't have the same experiences as Asian Americans, but I think they have an idea of what it's like being a foreigner coming to the US and seeing what it's like, if that makes sense. Okay, well, anyways, because you already touched on that. So yeah, I don't have anything really more to say about like them coming to the White House, and but I did think it was also cool how they found some time to I guess chill out for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
because after that they was it after I think it was the same day, like after they went to the White House, they hung out with Chris and Martin and her like that evening, and I thought that was cool. I just think it's cool how they must I don't know, they have so much energy, because I just think it's cool how they always like find time to hang out with people, and like they have time to, I don't know, it was just cool to see them hanging out. And then like him, who's him? Sorry. Sorry. I was thinking of J Hope, because J Hope I think was recording the video. They posted a video. I think J Hope posted a video on Instagram, and I think he was recording, and it was him, Jungkook, and Jimin and her went to like the arcade, probably after their group dinner or whatever, and they were just hanging out, and I was just like, this is just so cool. Like, it's just so cool, because I know her is the same age as Jungkook, I think, and it's just so cool to see them just hanging out like regular 20 something year olds, like just so chill, and like just also reminded me of like, I don't know. Okay, it also reminded me of like how fans and fan wars, and meanwhile they're over there chilling with like these artists whose groups are just like always at their each other's throats. Um, but yeah, and then also made me wonder, like, are they going to like have a collab soon? Because why would you hang out with her? Well, okay, well, her and it was in. I know her and Coldplay had like a concert in DC that night, which is why they were there. But they didn't have to meet up.
I mean, I'm just saying wishful thinking. Okay.
Yep. So I don't know. Maybe there's a future song in the works. I don't know. But that was just cool to see. Um. Okay, that was all I wanted to say. It was just they packed a lot into like this short amount of time that they were here. So, and that was cool. Okay. Anything else you wanted to say about BTS? And okay.
No.
All right. So next, the news came out that LOONA is going on their first world tour. Unfortunately, though, it's without Chu, who is one of the members of LOONA. Amber, what are your thoughts about this?
I need someone to make it make sense because how do you plan for a world tour without one of the members? Like, how does this happen? And it's not like they've been on tour before. Like, like it's not like they've been on like a world tour multiple times and like their fans got to see them all together. Like, this is like the first one. Like, this is a big deal. Not saying that like other world tours aren't big deals, but like your first one is like, I feel like that would be like the big one. The this is it. And I don't understand how they didn't like take in consideration her pre-scheduled commitments that she had, because like how do you plan a world tour without taking consideration the schedule? So I don't know, I just think they did a horrible job at planning. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, no, I agree. I just think the company did a poor job in planning. Um, and something else I want to say. Oh, I also feel like, because I feel like, okay, so I don't really listen to LOONA, but I do know that I've seen Chu's name, like, I see
Mm-hmm.
Chu's name all the time, and I think she's one of the like popular members, and so I'm just like, this is like, I mean, not that it was, it still would be bad even if it was any other member, but it's just like, I don't know, like, how do you not take into consideration that, you know, yeah, I guess I didn't have too much to say other than I agree with you. But I did want to say, the new thing I guess I want to add. is that even though I'm not really a fan of LOONA, so I don't really listen to them, but I was angry for their fans because, like you
Yeah.
said, this is the first world tour. Um, you expect for all of the members to be available to go on a world tour, because it's not like I think people would understand if it was like, maybe something health related that's going on or whatever, but schedules, like,
Right.
I don't know, like, I almost feel like they should have just lied.
Mm-hmm.
Should have just been like, she's not feeling well, there's something going on with her visa, I don't know, something. And the worst thing is that they announced this, I think like 30 minutes before the tickets went on sale for the tour.
Do you think maybe they were trying to like work it out with like her prior commitments? And then they were like, oh, yeah, okay, so no one's willing to budge on it. So we're going to have to let the fans know she can't make it. And that's why it was last minute. I mean, I still think it's
Maybe.
poor planning for them, but
Maybe.
you know,
It's a possibility. That's it. That's all I was gonna say.
yeah. So.
Okay. Well, um, any more you wanted to say about LOONA and their tour? Okay. All right. Well, next we're gonna talk about BTS's comeback schedule thus far. As of the time that we're recording, they came out with the concept photos for Proof and Door, and they released a Proof concept photo short clip. So, Amber, what did you think about the photos and the short clip?
For the photos, I love the concept behind well, okay. Let me say this. I love the concept behind my perceived idea of what it's supposed to be, because I haven't really seen anything that like fully explains like what each one is. But I feel like the proof ones are pretty straightforward and explanatory. The door ones left up to interpretation. But I love the concept behind the proof ones. Like the bullets were missing them, like they're bulletproof. But like I've also seen theories about how like some members, they're like the background. I don't know what that was. I don't know if it was like a metal backing. I don't know. It looked like a safe door to me, but whatever. Like some of them were more beat up than others, and that just means they like had more hate thrown at them over the years, and like it still didn't
Mm.
touch them, it still didn't like stop them from doing what they needed to do. And so that concept, I really like that because it literally goes with like the name of the group, but then also it like definitely shows like, I don't know, it puts what am I trying to say? It puts like a visual aspect to really what they've gone through throughout the years and just how much has really come to them, because they've been through some stuff. But yeah. So for like the proof concept, that's how I felt. And also, wait, okay, one more thing I wanted to add about the proof one. Because they have been through so much, they always felt like I just felt like they were always trying to like prove themselves. And so yeah, that's also what I want to add in there. For the door concept, it just felt very like airy. I don't know, I liked it. It was just visually pleasing. They looked very relaxed, and it looked like they could like finally like at least my interpretation of it looked like they could finally like enjoy where they are and like finally where they came to, and to where they are, like they no longer have to prove themselves to anyone. They're like, we did it, we're here, like I can do me. I don't know if like the door was like, I don't know, them opening. I don't know the idea behind these. I don't know if like the door concept was like them opening the door to their success or something. Because the short clip, which I'm going to talk about in like a second, I thought that was going to offer me some like understanding. It didn't, but it was going to offer some idea behind what was happening, but it didn't. So now I'm sitting here trying to make it like there's like this consistency of like the light shining on them throughout, like even from proof, like proof, it looked like they had a target on them, but like in door it was like I don't know, it felt calm. It was like a white lake, like a crack. Like, when you have a crack in the door and the light shines through, that's what it was like. So I wasn't sure if like if they were in the process of opening the door and like not being a target. That was my interpretation of everything. But for the short clip, when I saw it, not sure what it was for, but I was like, okay, models, I see you. They look so good. And I did we see all of the like like I feel like there were a few like I don't know if it was pictures or like stills from like a video they might have taken while they were shooting the videos, but like some of them I feel like they weren't even in the concept photos, but I could be wrong. And then at the end of it, I was wondering, was the door the logo, the BTS logo? Like,
Ooh.
uh, I don't know. But then if it was, it like just as a whole thing, like BTS was okay, whatever. I'm done. I'm done with this theorizing. Anywho, overall, I like the concept photos. I can't wait for us to get our album on Friday so that I can open the book and look at everything and see everything. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Melissa, what are yours?
Okay. Yeah, I liked the first, like I understood the proof concept ones because the bullets, and they were dodging the bullets or the bullets can't hit them, and
Mm-hmm.
and that it really drove you on like the we are bulletproof and like their name Bulletproof Boy Scouts. So I
Yeah.
agree with you that I understood that one. The door one, I feel like, is the one that is left up to interpretation. It didn't really align to any of the concepts that we're familiar with from them
Mm-hmm.
to me. But I think I interpreted the same way that you did. Like, maybe the proof is, they were dodging the bullets, they had the target on them. But then with door, they were able to step through the door to feeling comfortable and confident in themselves and as artists and where they are now. I got that. That's what I got too,
Mm-hmm.
as well. I mean, they look good too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that was the first thing I noticed from the second with the door concept. I was like, oh, they look really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, thinking about the transition, I don't know, because I feel like I also like, are we reading too much into this? Because when they drop like the butter teaser albums, or no, sorry, not teaser albums, teaser concept clips or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it was either butter or for Permission to Dance, but they had like these concept clips that didn't go with either one
Yeah.
of the songs.
Yeah, we were confused.
Yeah, and I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, am I reading too much into this? Like, but I feel like we're more on point with these, because literally the proof goes with like bulletproof, and I feel like maybe the door goes with more like the best is yet to come song.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I just whenever I was just remembering the poster and how it looked kind of soft and ethereal, and I was like, well, maybe the door is that's what the best is it yet to come? It's called yet to come, not the best is
Mm-hmm.
yet to come, right?
Well, yeah, it's yet to come.
Okay, yeah, I don't know why I said the best. I think I was thinking of the
The poster.
poster.
Yeah. The poster.
Anyways, I'm wondering if that's like the theme of that song, maybe. Um, I don't know, because yeah, they looked good though. Um, I also just wanted to say, I really liked the first set, because I feel like, I mean, I hope this doesn't sound bad, but I didn't really think they needed to release multiple days worth of the photo concepts, because I feel like they didn't show us anything new, really. Like, I don't know. Like, the first day, was it the first day? Okay, there was the one, I think maybe the second day or the third day for the proof concept photos. I think they did show like the target, so I guess they needed that little extra whatever. But I also feel like the first ones also had the target. Anyways, I just felt like they've had better photo concepts for past albums,
Mm-hmm.
and these just felt very like kind of budget. They felt kind of very like, okay, maybe that sounded really bad because they have a big budget. It felt a little rushed. I think that's really what it was. It felt a little bit rushed. It felt like, okay, here's a target, here's some bullets. stand in front of there. We're gonna get you in like 3 different poses, and we're gonna release those 3 different poses across the 3 days or whatever.
Yeah.
And then with the door one, it was just like they all had the same white background. They all had the little floaty curtains or whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong, they looked ethereal, but like it was just like, did y'all? It felt like there was a lack of effort there for me. I'm thinking of like the best ones. I hate to like go back in like errors, but you know what? I'm gonna do it. The best ones I think was all I can remember. I can't remember what the album was, but it was the one where Jimin was in that bubble and they were all in bubbles. It wasn't just Jimin, but I remember he was in the bubble for his performance for "Love Yourself, Speak Yourself."
And they were like very pretty, not well,
Yes,
pretty, but like I don't. Oh, what was that? It had to be for one of the Love Yourselves, right?
it was. I can't remember. It was Answer. I feel
Was
like
it
it may have been.
Answer?
I think because I remember Dark was like super. I mean, Tear was super dark.
Dark, yeah. Was Tear the one with the hands?
The one with the hands.
Remember they were in like boxes and there were like hands all over.
That's just and like the cameras or whatever, or not cameras. Was it
that Tear or Persona?
Was that Persona? Oh, girl, I don't remember now.
Okay, sorry guys.
I know what you're talking about though. But like the point is, they've had some really really great ones in the past. So like we're like all of the pictures were like different, and like they gave you different sets, and they gave you like a lot of like something to look at. Whereas these just felt a little bit like rushed. Like I don't know if this anthology album was like plan, or if it's just like let's put something out in preparation for something bigger, but we're not sure when that something bigger is going to come out, but we need to release something. I don't know.
I was wondering, like, could they just not really have okay wait I'm gonna just say it. Could they just not really have like a concept for this album? Because it's not really like if you think of like Tear and like, well, just like the Love Yourself era or whatever, like it was like a concept. Like that whole album had a concept to it. Even like Map of the Soul 7 had a concept to it. Where this one is just like a bunch of their old songs mixed with like demos and what was it, like three new songs?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I guess like I feel like the only theme they could go, I mean, we haven't heard the song, so like I'm really just guessing and like just, I don't know, assuming. But the 3 that they could come up with a concept based off is the 3 new songs. So like, is this like a window into what the 3 are going to be about?
Maybe.
Like I think you just, I don't know if you just mentioned it here or if it was offline, but the because we have so many conversations, I don't know where everything comes from sometimes. I just don't understand. But I know you were talking about how like the best is yet to come might have gone with the door photo ideas. So
yeah,
I
mentioned it out of here.
Okay, I feel like you also mentioned it before. Like,
I probably did. Okay, that makes sense. That is true. This isn't really like an album with like a full like concept kind of story. But then if that's the case, they only needed to release the first set and then release the second set for Door. Like I mean the second, like the first like few pictures. Like I don't feel like they needed 6 days worth or whatever. I felt like they're dragging it out personally. Yeah. But I guess that's just me. I don't know. Anyways, and then, so for the short clip, I don't think the crown was in the original set of photos.
I don't think so either, because I was like, "Oh, a crown! You better go ahead, King."
Honestly, okay, so yeah, I was wondering if these seem to be like new photos, like additional like behind the scenes photos to answer. I think you were asking that earlier.
Yeah.
So it did seem like that to me. And honestly, I think when I saw the crown, it reminded me of Suga's intro. Is it intro shadow? Is that what it was called? where he talks about I want to be king, I want to be da
Mm-hmm.
da da da. I was like, oh, a crown, king, huh? Is
Huh.
there something there? And then when he was ready, and at first, and I guess, and like to piggyback off the like the door thing that we theory that I guess we came up with, it reminded me of when there were like 7 doors or whatever, and he went through the door, and like the other side was like
Mm.
the I think actually because I was thinking well, because I'm trying to remember the video, but I think when he went through the door, it wasn't just the door to like success. It was also like the door to like success, but people like judging them or like wanting a piece of them or whatever. Like that's because that's when he was like in the crowd and the crowd like swallowed him up and stuff and like all the paparazzi. So maybe the door is them going through that door that Sugar was talking about,
Mm.
but instead of feeling like not insecure, of feeling like they're being like swallowed by other people, maybe they've gotten to a point where they are like content or like they're like I can handle this now. I don't feel the way I felt in Sugar's intro shadow.
I like that
Okay.
idea. The connection.
Or it could help you wrong, but I don't know. That's
You never know.
But I feel like the crown definitely. Because when else did they ever talk about a crown? I don't know. Or at least like being a king. Or like, I don't know. Okay, well, that's all I was wondering. That's all I was going to say. Oh, go ahead. You.
I was thinking about the crown. Didn't Namjoon wear a crown at one point?
Did
Like back, like older, like for some reason I have this image of him wearing a crown and he had like his I don't know, maybe I'm making this picture up in my head, but like he had a crown and he had like his old school like mullet poof and it was hanging sideways. I might be making this up. Am I making this up?
I don't see anything.
Oh wow, Amber, you're out here making stuff up.
I didn't know what I was. I googled BTS Namjoon crown. I don't know what else to look for. I just see him at fan meetings with a crown on or like a flower crown.
Okay, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I clearly just made this up in my head.
Okay. Oh. So anything else you want to say about the photos or the clip?
No, just out here making up stuff.
Okay. So our next section, there were a few comebacks actually, that we're gonna talk about. The first one is GOT7. They came out with their album GOT7. Amber, so we're gonna talk about our favorite songs. We're gonna talk about the music video and our overall or additional thoughts as usual. And we're gonna start with our favorite songs. So, Amber, what were your favorite songs?
So my first favorite song was "Don't Leave Me Alone." Um, so I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard it, I mean, just listening to it because like I don't speak Korean, so like I don't understand what they were saying, but except for the English parts. But I love the way it sounded and really like the chorus. But like once I read the lyrics, I was like, oh, this is kind of sad. And I was like, oh, but it's still a good song. It's still a really good song. And then my second one, which is like their title track, I guess, is Na Na Na. And I just want to say, like, it took me a good minute to figure out that like when they were saying Na Na Na, they were really saying like me, like I, because like, you know, na in Korean is like me or I. And so yeah, and I guess that's like one of the issues with sometimes being an international fan is because like here in the United States, like when I hear na na na, like it's just like a filler sound, like la la la, or like a hum, and so that's what I thought about. So it wasn't until like I was like reading the lyrics where I was like, Oh, okay, this makes sense. I get it. Because like they have mentioned like the one who can make you smile is nah nah nah. And they're basically saying the one that can make you smile is me. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. Oh my God. And so it just made me love the song a lot more. And so and it's very like catchy. Especially I'm not gonna sing it, but the O's part. So that's really I really liked it. So what were your favorite songs?
Yeah, also like na na na. And I also came to the same realization when I looked at the lyrics. Cause listening to it, I also thought it was just a filler.
Mhm.
And then I realized, yeah, they're saying me, me, and I was just like, oh, I literally went through the same emotions you went through watching it and reading the lyrics. Like, oh my god, this is so cute. It's a great song.
Mhm.
So that was one of my favorites. I also liked Two. I thought that was a good song, and apparently Yukyum had wrote it like a few years ago. I'm not exactly sure what the inspiration behind the song was because I saw like a little bit of them doing like a live talking about the album, and the members all had like funny looks on their faces when they asked them like what is the song about,
Mhm.
and it made it seem like it was about someone specific, but I don't know for sure. It was just really interesting, and then they just kind of moved on. I think it was Jin Young. I think it was Jin Young. Jin Young. I think he was just like, well, anyways, moving on to the next song, because they all like couldn't. It's like it was like, but I think also it was that maybe he didn't remember what what the song was originally about or whatever. But
Mhm.
I don't know. It was just really weird. But it's a good song. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. I really like that song. Um, Okay, so next it came out with a music video um for Na Na Na. Um so my thoughts about the music video, I thought it was very whimsical, it was very colorful, and the lyrics are just very cute and just super feel good. And I thought it was a good um I thought it was a good way for them to come back like as a group, you know, considering what they've went through recently, and yeah, it was just nice and happy. I liked it. Amber, what about you?
I feel the same way. I thought it was color. It was really colorful. Like I don't know. It almost reminded me of Bam Bam's Ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
How colorful it was, but I liked it because like I feel like if it was kind of dark, it would be weird. But like because it's their comeback, maybe it's like, oh yeah, we're back. And the song, like the song and the video was just like super. I don't know if this is the right word to say, but it's very like vibey.
Hmm.
It's not like it's like their choreography was like really smooth too. It wasn't anything like crazy complicated, but it looked really nice to go with the song. And it looked like they were like genuinely having fun in the video, like just having a really good time. And I thought it was really cute. So yep, that's how I felt about the music video.
All right. So, overall or additional thoughts about GOT7's album? That's what we're gonna talk about now. So Amber, what were your overall thoughts about the album?
Um, Honestly, for a comeback album, I was expecting more. Like, at first of all, I was expecting it to be like more songs. Also, I don't know. It just felt like I don't know. It just I don't know. It maybe my expectations were too high because I don't know. I was just expecting something like very like hard hitting, like oh yeah, we're back. And but like to me, this is just like an okay album. I don't think it's bad, but like I'm not like oh my god raving over it. But I do think I mean as I mentioned, I had a few favorite songs. So I mean I think that they had good songs and like not all songs gonna be for everyone, but that's just how I feel about it. I think it's okay. And I think just in general, I'm just happy they were able to stay together and release more music because I know there's probably some other groups that have done this in the past, but I don't think I've ever heard of an entire group that completely like went to different agencies still working to like I feel like there's always someone like some people that are still under the same well, I guess JB and Yugyeom are in the same well, I those labels are like brother sister labels, whatever. So why are you looking at me like that?
I'm trying to follow what you're talking about.
Oh, because I was saying, because like JB is with AOMG, and then Yugyeom's with Higher Music, right? Or Higher One Music. I don't know how you say it. I think it's just Higher Music. But like they're both like, aren't they both under J Park? Like that, like wasn't that one of his, I don't know, like the
Yeah.
umbrella of his like like of his like record labels. And so I was saying, like, it's basically so they could technically, you could still consider them to be under the same label, but they're not. So I was just saying, like, normally when other groups split and they're like, oh yeah, but we're still gonna work together, at least a good amount of them are still usually under the same label. That said all that just to say that. So I'm just happy that they were able to work it out with whoever they went to, that they are still able to do music together. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, same. I mean, to me, I just felt like, I don't know, just feel like a regular GOT7 album to me. I don't know. Like, some of the songs I really liked, some of them I was like, they're all right. But I feel like more than, I don't know, I don't think I really had like high expectations or like really expectations. I mean, I didn't think, because I didn't think their sound was going to change. I didn't really, I don't know, I wasn't like disappointed or anything. I was just like, oh, this is a decent album. I think because I feel like more than it being like, I don't know, a landmark, or I don't know, a different sounding, or I really don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess I felt like this was more of just like, it represents, I don't know, a new beginning for them, more so than they sound different or whatever. And so I think that was the part that was kind of exciting, that this is their first album together since leaving JYP, and this is the results of that like, basically it just seemed to me like it showed that, you know, they can still make great music without being under the influence of like JYP, or like it made it seem like, I don't know, like, I mean, I really don't know. What am I saying? Sorry. I guess I didn't have like this part like necessarily flushed out when I was like doing my notes and stuff for the episode. But like, essentially, I guess is that I feel like sometimes when, especially in K-pop, it feels like people like correlate a group's success with the company that they're with, or like it feels like, you know, like people associate K-pop groups with their companies. And so I think this is a great, I don't know, stepping stone for them, and a great like album, I guess, to show that they were always talented. Like in that their company that they were with, they didn't really have, like, if they're like, they weren't successful because of the company, they were successful because of their talent. And so I didn't really expect for this album to sound any differently or to be really different. It's just that they now have the creative freedom to do what they want. I don't know. I think that's basically it. That's all I was gonna say. Like, I feel like this is just like a liberation album, is what it felt like to me. And yeah. Okay. Well, that was interesting. So, anything else you want to say about GOT7?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, moving on. 17 came out with their fourth album, Face the Sun. Amber, what were your favorite songs?
I liked Hot. It was really high energy and hyped. But I think that was the whole purpose of the song too. From reading the lyrics, it just seemed like, you know, it's supposed to be that way. And I feel like I slightly cheated with this one because I had mentioned this last week. Darling is definitely one of my favorite songs. Again, don't know if it's supposed to be Dar plus Ing, but like, whatever. Darling is it. I really love it, so I'm not gonna go like yeah, I'm not gonna give a full explanation on that. And then the last one that I really liked was If You Leave Me. And I just really liked how it sounded vocally. Like the lyrics, I still like the lyrics, but just it just sounded so nice, especially the call and response during the chorus. Like they're like, if you leave me, and then like another part of the group was like, oh, what can I do? And I was like, oh my god, I love this song so much. It's so nice. And so yeah, those are my favorite songs.
Okay. Okay. So one of my favorite songs was Don Quixote. I really liked Mingu's part, and I really liked the chorus. I thought it was super catchy. I like briefly talked about it like earlier because it was my pick of the week. Um, but I didn't know who Don Quixote was, so I looked it up. And apparently it's a novel, and the plot generally is it revolves around the adventures of a member of the lowest nobility who reads so many chivalry romance books that he either loses or maybe pretends to lose his mind in order to become a knight errant to revive chivalry and serve his nation under the name Don Quixote de la Mancha. So it's not like his real name. He has another name. So so basically I thought it was really cool that they um and used parts of the lyric because well the song is called Don Quixote, but even in the lyrics they talk about there's like references to being crazy and like burning things up and whatever and kind of doing things um that I guess others may think are weird or whatever, or I guess okay they said crazy in the song, so I'll just stick with crazy. um and that's all a reference back to Don Quixote in this story. So I thought that was interesting that they did that. And the other song that I really liked was Shadow, which I actually had a question about this when we talk about the music videos. But in general, I just really like the melody for this song. And I think it's about something deep, and I'm not quite sure. Sometimes, I listen to songs and I'm like, I know this means something else. That's like a lot of songs in K-pop because a lot of these songs are not just like what they are about in the surface level. But I was trying to figure out who, like, okay, you know what? Never mind. I have a question about it later on. But basically, I just really like this song. Um, and yeah. Did you have anything else you wanted to add about favorite songs?
No, but I did just want to quickly say that like before I was like, oh, is this all you have to say? Are you gonna talk about this song later? This is what I wanted to say because I had actually saw and I was confused on who like what the song was about. And so I'm happy that you said it. So yeah, I just didn't want to leave people like hanging like, oh wait, she didn't say what she was thinking. So but you already said what I was thinking, so I just wanted to throw that there.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, no.
Um, all right. Well, so now we're gonna move into the music videos. They released two music videos, Darling and Hot. So we're gonna talk about Darling first. Um, I didn't really like this song when I first heard it. Um, not a great way to start off, but I didn't really like it. But hearing it again and looking at the lyrics, I was like, this is a nice song. I really liked it. It wasn't one of my favorites, so I don't know. I guess it's up there. It's up there for me. I don't know. I didn't call it one of my favorites because there were others that I thought that I liked better. But this was good. I had a question. Whoa. Okay, so I had a question about. Okay, so this. Oh, actually, you know what? No, sorry. Yeah, this. This is the question I had. I said I had a question. What else? When I was listening to Shadow, but my question was. So I think. So there's a part in the video where Vernon pulls. I think it was Joshua. He pulls him into the sunlight, but there's no shadow.
Mhm.
And so I'm wondering if that's the link between, them having no shadow and the song Shadow. And because the song Shadow, they talk something, they say something about, um, like the shadow like not following them or something like that, or their shadow following them. And I was so confused because I was like, what are they talking about? Who was the shadow? Was the shadow their actual shadow? Was the shadow another person? Oh, were you gonna say something?
I was gonna answer your question, but I didn't realize you were still asking questions, so I'm waiting.
Oh, that was the so yeah, so that was like one of the questions I guess I had to like. And then there was another, I don't know if that was that really the question? I guess the question. I guess that was the question because I was just I know that there's a link there with them not seeing their shadow, and then throughout the video, it was like their shadow came at certain times, but I didn't understand what the trigger for their shadow appearing was, and I didn't know like if the shadow song was talking about their specific shadow and the shadow following them, and like what was the trigger for the shadow like appearing and like following them. Um that's all.
So as far as what the trigger for it appearing is, I don't know. But you had asked like what the shadow is. And so like in their like that last track, like a message from 17, they had mentioned hold on. I have it pulled up because like I knew exactly like what question you might be asking because I had this thing because I was like, what? So basically they I'm trying to like formulate what I'm trying to say. Basically their shadow is supposed the shadow, I guess, quote unquote, is supposed to represent your inner, like your deepest fears. And
Oh.
so basically in the last one they say we wanted to portray music. Wait, that's a lie. I combined two sentences. We we wanted to portray the cathartic, ca-
Cathartic?
cathartic. Thank you. I can't read. Okay, so we wanted to portray the cathartic release of making the courageous choice to confront your inner shadows. This album will
Oh.
take listeners from the moment of facing your deepest fears to the grand dreams that emerge and overcoming these fears, and finally the idea of us coming together. So
Oh.
I think the shadow appearing and disappearing might be their deepest fears like surfacing or showing themselves. So it goes away when they take that courageous step. So maybe it comes and goes because those are times when like maybe they're not as fearless and not as courageous, and then their fears are coming back to like try to make them stay that way. And so
Mm.
that's what I'm thinking about when like it comes and goes. I think that might be the trigger of when it appears, when they're feeling where they're not feeling as brave, and so it
Oh.
comes. That's my interpretation based off of what was here.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess, because there's a part in what song was it? Was it Shadow? No, I know. Sorry, it was Don Quixote, where Mingyu's part is like something about keep my hands up, I keep them high, or something like that. And I think the lyric, the actual lyric, I think is it's in Korean. I think they say something about like it keeps it like he's referring to like their fear or whatever, like keep their fears high. So okay, that makes. Thank you, Amber. Um, so Amber, what are your thoughts about Darling?
It's very colorful. I liked it. Um, I wish there was more choreography in it because like 17 is known for like their choreography. And so
Hmm.
there's only I feel like there's like only one or two clips of them actually doing choreo within this music video. Like I watched their performance one and I think the dance for it's amazing, but I wish there was more in like the official music video. And then I was a little confused. I don't know if it's really confused, but more so like, oh my God, what happened at the end? Because it was like all bright, sunshiny, and then all of a sudden it's dark. And then I'm like, oh, what's happening? And so, yeah, that's where I was at that. I mean, to me, Darling, I don't know how like the video Darling and the song Darling go together, but I mean, that's just how K pop is. So, so I don't think that matters. But I think my main question here is like, okay, what's happening at the end? You know?
I thought the end was them transitioning into hot. because all of a sudden they were like bruised and like they were like, I don't know, the depths of whatever. And I felt like in Hot it was like fiery and like hot and like um I mean, yeah. So I mean, like, it was darker. It was darker, and so when it went from Darling into like the darkness, I was like, maybe that's how they're gonna transition into Hot for the next music video, or in the next music video.
Okay.
I don't know, but I agree with you. I just wanted to say also that I felt like the music video and the song Darling didn't really go, besides the fact that they were both like, it's a calm kind of song and it was a calm kind of video, but I felt like the messages in the music video didn't really go along with the lyrics of the song. So, but like you said, that's K-pop.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted to add about? Okay, so moving on to Hot. Yeah, so I felt like this was a complete opposite from Darling. Like you had mentioned earlier, it's very upbeat. And I felt like, unlike Darling, I felt like this one actually went with the song because you actually see the sun, and sun is what? Hot. So
what are we in preschool? The sun is what, children? Hot.
I don't know. I was just like, oh, this makes so much sense. That there was just a sun, and it was just like, I was like, yes, this goes with the theme. This is why didn't Darling follow it, or maybe I just didn't understand Darling. I also thought it was interesting how, I don't know if this is like what they were going for, but I was wondering if the wings, I think it was, oh girl, I don't remember which member was wearing the wings, but one of the members had on wings, and well, really he was holding a wing, and he actually had one wing on. And I was wondering if that's like, the story of Icarus, who, he flew too close to the sun, and apparently he fell and drowned. I didn't realize he had died.
Oh, I didn't know he died.
Yeah, me either. But anyways, so I think that was like supposed to like be a representation or symbol of that story, because and he was on like some like high like ladder or whatever facing the sun, and maybe it's like a representation of like, people say don't fly too close to the sun, and I wonder if that has something to do also with like fear. And they got really deep on this album anyways. But yeah, that's pretty much all I thought about the video. Yep. What about you?
So I want to agree with you that Hot and Darling were like complete opposites. Because one of the things that I had noticed was that like Darling was like really, really soft, while Hot was like hard. And I don't know, I always love these concepts of like very soft and like hard hitting. So yeah, I just wanted to like piggyback on that. But overall I really liked it. I love the chorus choreo. Yeah, I like that. It's so funny because I was on YouTube. YouTube is calling us out now, as like everyone has been mentioning. It's like the most watched, and it was like the peaks on YouTube were the parts where it was like the chorus of them doing the hot part, the hot part. So I was like, okay, so everybody was on the same page as me. Okay.
That is so funny.
I like that part so much. The only thing I didn't like was S Group's mullet. I just wasn't feeling it. It looked like, normally I don't know who the hairstylist was, but like sir, ma'am, there's a better way to install a mullet than what they did. Like it just looked like they just threw some hair there and was like, okay, let's not cut it or shape it to fit his hair or his head. Let's just leave it. And so yeah, I don't know. But also I just feel like a mullet's not for everyone. So
I don't even know if that was a mullet. You saw that when he was wearing the hat?
Yeah, I thought it was a mullet. Was it just hair extensions?
That just looked like long hair to me. I don't even know.
Oh,
And then I don't even think he had it like the whole video. I think
he
it was just
didn't.
like, was it attached? It wasn't. I wonder if it was one of those things that was attached to the hat. I was wondering.
It could have been. It could have been attached to the hat. I didn't even think about that. But he didn't wear it throughout the whole video, which I was really happy with. Because I was like, if he wore it through the whole video, I'd be like, sir, no.
Yeah, that looked a mess.
But yeah, that's the only thing I didn't like about that video. But other than that, they all looked really good.
Yeah.
I think the outfits were nice, especially the black fits. And I'm specifically thinking about the part, I don't know where they were, but it was the really dark scene with like the motorcycles and the fire, and they were like all in black. And so I really like that outfit because maybe I would just have a thing for black outfits. I don't know.
I
A
think
lot of
so.
people look good in black. So, and yeah, that's all I had to say about the music video. I didn't have anything deep like you had, but I mean, I like the idea. I was just like over here fangirling on how cute they were and how good the choreo was, and the fits were so cute.
I tried to focus in on like what the message was. I think after I realized like Don Quixote was more than just like Mingyu, like Mingyu's part, I was just like, yeah, maybe there is something more to this. But I will say I did like, I can't remember. I'm so bad. Oh my god. Like I like 17, but the names and the members, I'm just like,
it's a lot of them.
It is.
I gave up years ago. I just gave up.
Okay, because I feel bad because I feel like I should know all of the members, like names and like stuff. But the one was wearing this like mesh long sleeve colorful shirt.
Yes,
that was a great outfit.
And he was doing hot.
Yes, like, ooh.
I can't remember who it was. Okay, yeah, I can't remember who it was, but I know exactly who you're talking about. So
I can't remember. But yeah, I was just like that's a great outfit.
But I do also want to touch on, well, not touch on, but just say that I agree with you that like this album, they really put a lot of meaning into it, basically. But yeah, that's all.
Well, that's a great segue into the overall or additional thoughts, actually. So, Amber, what are your overall or additional thoughts about this album?
So I slightly mentioned a message from 17 earlier when I was trying to like answer your question. But I really like the fact that they actually included this, because I feel like often sometimes fans are sitting here like, okay, but like how or why or what's the meaning behind this, and like sometimes you just kind of want to know right when you listen to the album. So it was really nice to be able to have that explanation at the end. And so I really love knowing the meaning behind it, as far as like what the purpose was, and I guess what the ideas behind the music was, and why they decided to do the album, why it was called Face the Sun. So it was just, I don't know, the explanation is just everything, because it made me appreciate the album just a little more. But that being said, this is gonna sound crazy, but I didn't like the album that much when I first listened to it.
Oh, you first, okay.
When I first listened to it, I was just like, this album's okay. I mean, I like Hot and Darling, but like all the other ones are just like, ah. But when I went back and I listened to it like 2 or 3 more times, I was like, wait, like I get it. And then like also after hearing, and then also taking into consideration what they said in a message from 17, like it, like I said earlier, it just made me appreciate it more. And so listening to it, I was like, oh, okay, I see this. So it really grew on me. And so yeah, I mean, I think overall it's a really good album, but also this makes me kind of regret us not being able to get tickets, because I would have loved to see some of these songs perform live. So I'm still to be on the lookout to see if we can get tickets to the concert, because I would love to see Hot perform.
Oh my god,
the song is just called Hot, but like I just can't.
Like, why did she add extra hot?
Hot. Okay. I can't. Wait, nobody saw me do the choreo when I said hot, but like that's what it was. Anyway, what are your thoughts, Melissa?
So what was the message from 17? Is that like, was that like something that was separate
No,
from?
it's at the end of their album. It's like the very last, I guess, track.
Really?
It's not really a song.
I don't. The last one I saw was Ash, unless I'm not looking.
On
Hmm.
Apple Music, maybe it's an Apple Music thing. I don't know. On Apple Music, it had a message from 17.
Hmm. Maybe it was just like a Oh, interesting. Okay. I wish I had the full scope of the album, and I probably would have if I had listened to that. But from the songs and stuff that I listened to, so I just want to say, thank you for, mentioning the message and what the intention was for this album. But I mean, just listening to the other songs on the album, I thought it was really good, or at least I don't know if it was really good. It was a decent album, and I think I just liked that they stuck with the theme throughout the album, and that they
Mm-hmm.
incorporated like the themes of the sun and hot and fire, and I like that they took inspiration from other I don't know, like, okay, I keep going back to Don Quixote because I really like that song. But I mean, but even in like the music video for High, we talked about like Icarus, and there's probably other like things that are, I don't know, what is it called? Like, what is it called? Like, like Alice in Wonderland, and like there's like little hints and stuff. I feel like there's a term for that.
There is a term, and I can't think of a term.
I can't either.
I always just
Easter
say
eggs?
hidden messages. I always say hidden messages or hidden themes.
Okay, Easter. Okay, I'll go with hidden messages or hidden like themes, but yeah, there could be other things like that in the other songs that I just hadn't like picked up on. Um, but so I appreciated that with this album, and I mean, regarding like the tour, I mean, I'm sure we may be able to find cheapish, I don't know, or more reasonably priced tickets. I don't know, because I would like to see Don Quixote. I don't
Yeah,
know if that would be one of the
I'm full
ones.
of having regret right now.
It's fine. It's fine. They'll probably do like another tour or something, even if we don't get tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah. So, I mean, I think that's pretty much all I had to say about it. I thought it was good. Um, and okay, anything else you want to say about 17?
Nope, that's all.
All right. Next, we have an artist that we've never talked about before, VICTON, and they came out with their Chaos EP. Amber, what were your favorite songs?
So I had two favorite songs. I liked Stay. It was very catchy, and I really like the lyrics, and I really like just the vibe of this whole song because they were just like, like stay, like you feel me, and I feel you, and you feel this vibes between us, so just stay here. And so I really like that one. And then the second one that I really liked was Dear Young. And I like the concept of this song, kind of the idea of like thinking the younger you for where you are now, and then also reminding yourself to keep dreaming like when you were younger. I kind of, I don't know, there was just like a lot of different like messages in there that I really liked. And I really love the line, I have to walk for the future me, when you look back at me, I'll make you smile. So it's kind of like, even though like technically you're, because they're our age, so it's just like, so it's like I feel like they're in this era of like still being young but also kind of older but not old, you know what I mean? And so like they're reminding themselves that like they still have a lot of life ahead of them, so you can still keep making your older self proud, like you are proud of your younger, like you're thinking your younger self now. And so I really like that, and I like the message behind the song for that. So yeah, those were my two favorite songs.
Okay. Yeah, I really like Stay. I thought that was a great song.
Mhm.
And I thought In Love was cute.
Oh,
I
was
thought that was a cute song.
cute.
So those were surprises. I think this was the first time that I actually like listened to Victon. So I don't know. I was surprised that I had songs that I was gonna be able to say like these are my favorite. That like I could see myself listening to them over and over. So yeah. And so they came out with a music video for Stupid O'Clock. Um, for me, I think I was trying to understand the concept. Um, and I was wondering if it's about like how they're crazy about someone and can't stand for anyone else to be with that person. I guess because I think his name is Hans. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but I think he was the one that was on the table with a gun.
Mhm.
And I was
Mhm.
just like, huh. So is this why he has a gun? Is like and like I don't know. I was just trying to get it. It was a lot. It was a lot. But I mean, yeah, it was an interesting video. Amber, what are your thoughts?
Truthfully, I feel like I can't answer any of your questions because I was just confused by the video itself. Like I couldn't really because there it just felt like it felt like multiple different stories, but like somehow they all came together. Like I don't know, I was confused. But I will say, I don't know how to pronounce his name either. I probably should look it up, but I don't know if it's Hans or Hanse or I don't know. But he gave me like Mad Hatter vibes almost, or like Joker, more so like the Joker vibes.
Yeah, I would say Joker.
Yeah, 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 Joker more. And so I thought like he had gone mad, crazy. So I get that part. Like he's the one that like looked like he went the craziest. Everyone looked like they were like kind of heartbroken, like save me. But him, I was like, oh, that man's going through something. So he was the only one. But so yeah, like as far as the concept goes, that was it. But I will say I felt like it was very chaotic and dramatic, but like at the end of the day, I really loved it. That's all. And this was another video where I wish there was more choreo. Like we saw like a little snippet of it, like a little bit, but I wish there was more because I feel like in K-pop videos you want to see them dancing too, but like I just feel like this was more geared towards like the storyline, and they were like, oh, let's just throw a little bit of dancing in. So yeah, but I mean, I like the song and I like the video, even though I couldn't understand it, but I still liked it. So yeah, that's all.
I was looking at the some of the lyrics again, and this sounds like a very toxic relationship. I
Oh,
don't know, because it's talking about like, because you're mine, you can't run away, you're caught,
oh
stuck in
yeah,
my arms. It's like,
I remember
okay,
that. Yeah.
okay. So I guess that does go along with the crazy, like him being on the table with waving the gun around and like, I don't know, but okay. Anyways, okay. So, overall or additional thoughts. Mine. This is the first time like I said, this is the first time I've really like listened to them. I think they're all right. I think they're okay. I think they're really nice singing voices. Not sure how I feel about the rapping as yet. Um, he sounds the one that I know that I've heard, like at least I recognize their voice in the song as like rapping. They sound like idol rappers. Or the one that I I don't know if that's something wrong with being an idol rapper. I mean, I don't know. Okay, something positive about the album, I guess. They have really nice singing voices. Like really, they have really great voices. Um, to me, I thought Dear Young sounded like something that would have been released in like 2000 or something. It sounded like really dated, introspective, I guess, but dated. Um, but the other songs were fine. Yep. So what about your thoughts?
I feel like I'm on a complete opposite spectrum from you because I really like this album. I loved everything about it. I didn't have a song I didn't like or I thought wasn't good. I loved it all. And it was my
Okay.
first time listening to them. So, like, I mean, that all being said, like, they definitely have a new fan over here, and I would love to see them in concert. Been
Wow.
thinking about buying their new album, you
Oh my
know.
god.
Yeah, I know. Very fast relationship built here within a few days. But I really like them. I'm shocked at I don't think I've ever heard of them in passing or anything. And
Really?
to think about how long they've actually been out here doing music, it's kind of crazy that it took me forever to find them, but I'm happy I did. So yeah, I really like them, and I'm looking forward to more music from them. Melissa, do you have anything else to say about like anything that we talked about today?
Um, no. I mean, I feel like maybe I just need to hear other songs that they've done or other music. Like I really like the singing. I really did. It's just the rapping I think threw me off. I think with a lot of K-pop, like if the rap is like not great to me, at least the first listen, I'm just like I'm always get kind of wary about it. I'm like, "Ugh." And like I feel like it kind of like without the rap, I like the songs. I don't know. Anyways, but I mean, I don't think I have anything more to say about like any of the other topics. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay, well, that is it for today's episode. Please let us know if you agree or disagree with some of our opinions in this episode. You can do so on Instagram and Twitter at _AM podcast. The links are in the description. If you like this episode, please subscribe and rate us. Thank you for joining us for today, and we hope you stay safe, and we will talk to you next episode.